Hello everyone, I'm back with another devlog of Minigamers, and in the past 3 weeks, I actually have added a couple of features. Yeah, let's get into it. It's not a ton of features I've added. This isn't any major thing, but yeah, actually, it kind of is major. Oh wow, that music is super loud. Let me turn it down. There we go. So now I can hear myself finally. So um. So what is going on? Let me quickly shrink this face cam so it's easier to see things. So as you can see already, there's a brand new skin. So it's called the Robot in Disguise. As you can see, if we go to character, it's right here, Robot in Disguise. It's kind of getting cut off. That needs to be fixed. But we can select a different skin, and we can see his actual name. Yeah, there it is. So, yep, that's what it is going. That's what is going on. I do want to show something very interesting about him, and yeah, so let me go and pull that up. Alright, so this is like my skin configuration page where you can see all the different, like all the settings, and we have this, but this is where I find it, very interesting. I actually have an info for all the characters. It's like a lore, mini lore. You can't view this within the game yet, but it's still pretty interesting. So we have so for Robot in Disguise, this skin was actually already available, but you couldn't play it. You couldn't use the actual mesh. It was using a placeholder that I had. So, but anyway, this one says this robot really wants to be human. Sounds like someone I know. So if you know who I'm talking about there, you can drop it in the comments, and I will see if you're correct if anyone does comment. Alright, so anyway, let's move on to the actual game. Alright, so as you can see, we have the Robot in Disguise right here. And we'll just use him for now. There is a brand new map. I don't know if this was in the original version, but I have added an extra tier to test this reward out. So, earlier I kind of forgot, but as you can see, the images of the Robot in Disguise are all showing. Do you know in my game, a lot of the time the model, like the image, is really different from the model. The only one who has it consistent is the fallbot, because usually I come around to fix the images, like the images, and they just look how they do look for let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to hide Roboto. It's tanking my performance. There we go, much better. So I usually, like, for example, he had really long arms, and you can see that in the image. But I ended up fixing his arms to make them shorter. In fact, this character is supposed to be a lot taller, but annoyingly, my DPI, my armature does not allow that. So the one I made does not allow like all sorts of custom sizes. This has to be the size, and he's the smallest one here. As you can see, everyone is like, he's about as tall as the fallbot. If like I'm going to put my finger on my screen and then just kind of, lift it up to see. He's slightly shorter than him though, but he's definitely smaller than Roboto. But Roboto's cheating because he has this big antenna. Anyway, so yeah, that's the skins. So I only really added one. This was not newly modeled. I'm going to be transparent there. This is actually an existing skin that was already modeled. I already had it available for me. Wait, I need to do something real quick. So if we can look here, as we can see my streaming room setup, I need to Control C this out. There we go. It improves the performance. But that's the code of my what you saw there was the code of my streaming setup. Yeah, so that basically helps with helps with performance. Alright. Alright, so let's get into the actual game, because there is a new map since when I last made a devlog. Okay, we're never gonna see it if I can't Okay, so I'll have to reduce my quality for now. Oh, that's high. Reduce it. It's gonna look weird, but the only setting, by the way, that works here is the quality and the full screen and shadow settings. The resolution does not work, as you can see. But actually, I think all the settings here work except the touch layout, which is only for mobile anyway. So actually, that needs to be done because my first platform is supposed to be mobile. I do need to add an FPS limiter to make it easier for me to record these devlogs, but I could try to fix things by just closing out Chrome. Alright, so... Oh, he looks ugly. Let me bring back the shadows quickly. Oh, luckily we're not doing very low. Very low looks garbage. We'll just stick with medium, I guess. Okay, yeah, this is coming to the point I need to actually change some of these settings. Alright, so no, I don't think I'm gonna fix the recording FPS. We'll have to fix that a different day. Whenever I add my FPS limiting setting, because if we check the stats, we are getting like 50 FPS, and that's a lot. So, you know, considering that it's watchable in different FPSs. Alright, anyway, let's just get into the game. So, I don't think we're gonna get the new map now, but it doesn't really matter because since the last devlog, I have added a brand new physics system. It's not like physics system. It's not like a brand new physics system. What it actually is a like a brand new like a brand new not physics system because it's the same physics, but I have adjusted it so the physics feel a bit more floppy. Okay, I guess it is a new physics system. I've also discovered some bugs that I haven't fixed, but we'll get to see it on this map. So we are in with the brand new skin. I'm also using an alt account this time because I was you see? Oh boy, the lag. Oh, okay. We are having a ton of ping for whatever reason. But that shouldn't be too bad. Alright, jump over this bar. Actually, I'm gonna show you the bug right now, but first you can see how the physics have changed. And then that's the bug. Yeah, you don't even need to jump. Wow, something's happening with the character. Not this floppy, but I guess this is what ends up happening. I think it's because of the cylindrical platforms. I think the issue with that map is the collider for the bar is really far. Like it's not like in length. It's not long enough. So, anyways, I've added some sounds to here. You can see. Right now, they just kind of come from Stumble Guys. I already know that. Yeah. And it also properly shows your progress in the past now, which it didn't show back in the day. So now that's cool. But I'm going to force the new map on me. Wait, let me close out that error. Okay, so I've updated the settings. So now we will be getting the new map, and you'll get to see it. There is one little thing that's in it, and I haven't fixed it yet, but I do plan to fix it soon. And you'll see whenever I connect to the room. So just a couple seconds later, and we'll be in it. Okay, so we're officially about to hop into the map, and as you can already see it, and yep, here's the map. It's color drop. Yeah, you can see the bug is at this big description. It's really detailed. Yeah. So we have to avoid those colors, and I successfully have. Oh wow, the physics are super floppy today. Avoid purple, red, and white, so we'll go to yellow. I have gotten an error down there, but interestingly the game hasn't crashed, so perfect. Avoid purple and red, we'll avoid those. This map goes on for 6 minutes because it's pretty easy once you get it. It does get faster, but not really too hard. It doesn't really get harder than this. Also, I plan to slow down. Oh, see, like this one's go-to. You know, we actually have to go to the colors. So I plan to slow down the speed of dropping tiles as they don't look very interpolated. We'll just stay on orange because we're supposed to go to it. It's the only, I think it's blue that dropped there. Yep, it was blue. Alright, next one, avoid, we can avoid orange. You can see that. Yep, as you can see, the physics are a lot more floppy and they're just more interactive in my opinion. I'll definitely look at it on a map that I can ragdoll more. Alright, avoid blue and yellow, so I'll avoid them over here on green and red. Then so basically the tiles randomize each time. Okay, only purple disappeared. So the tiles randomize each round. I wish, honestly, I probably should. Oh, avoid red. Okay, I probably should add a round counter. That would be really cool, like a wave counter. I know Block Dash Endless has that in Stumble Guys. Because I don't have it, so you know. It's just kind of interesting. It would show better. Sadly, my recording is a bit laggy today, but I will be fixing that later in future devlogs. We can take a better look at the physics. You basically just kind of flop around more. Avoid those. Okay, we did. Yep. The timer is really long, so because of how much easier this map is. This map took ages to make, by the way. This was not an easy map to make. Avoid those colors. This map, like, I was even thinking about not, like, putting it in the first version of the game, but eventually I realized what the bugs actually were, and I ended up fixing them both. There was a bug where all the tiles would drop, just all the tiles, and I made a mistake. I didn't pay attention. But yeah, there was a bug where all the tiles could drop at the same time, which was a major bug. Because it basically made the map unplayable at times. Alright, and we got our XP and our minigame pass points. As you can see, this counter is actually accurate. This also took a while to make because it's not as simple as just copy pasting the XP road. Because the XP road is handled differently from the minigame pass. The minigame pass is handled with tiers, when the XP road is handled like level up system. So basically based on your level and like some division of something so basically I think it's your level divided by the amount of levels like to level up and then floor it. So for example, if your level is 10, then every 5 levels the max amount of the XP you'll need to level up that will increase by every 5 levels it will increase. So basically, we'll get the number, which in this scenario is 6. We'll divide it by that number that for how many times for the rate in levels. I know it sounds really confusing, but like bear with me. So the rate in levels. So it's 6 divided by 5, I guess. Let's just say that because every 5 levels, the amount of XP you'll need to upgrade will increase. So yeah. So this is level 6. So 6 divided by 5 is approximately 1. We just floor it, so it's gonna be like a big decimal, but we cut off the decimal, and it's now only the 1. So because of that, it's gonna go to index 1 in my list of the maxes. So I think it was like 1,000. Then it was like after that it was like 2,000. I think like 2,500 maybe. I don't know. I had to look at the list. Let me go and grab it. Anyway, so as you can see, yes, I do use PlayFab. I plan to be using a mixture of PlayFab and my own custom server for the main game. But for now, we're only really on PlayFab. We'll go to content. So since this information is in title data. Yep, we have title news. You see the news panel and all that stuff. I plan to move the title news to the title data because title news is doesn't really work. Anyway, so here we are. Let's go and quickly get into it. You can see kind of how this system works a little bit. This is all server side though, so I don't think there's gonna be hackers. Anyway, so as you can see, there's a couple things that might be added, like wheels, but I haven't actually implemented this. This was just done so I can finish working on the minigame pass, and I was working on that. Anyway, let's actually look at the JSON to see what's going on. So here it is. These are the requirements. So basically every 5 levels, So if in the first 5 levels you only need 1,000, in the second 5 levels you need 2,000, then 3,000, then 4.5 thousand, then 5.5 thousand, then 7,000, then 8.5 thousand, then 10,000, then 12,000, then 15,000, then 18,000, all the way to 30,000, which would basically be, let's see, this is at line 17, this is line 4. Let's see. So that means, like, I think it's 17 minus 4 plus 1, so it's gonna be 13 plus 1 is 14. So there's 14. Let's check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, it's 14. So basically, by like the 7, oh boy, 7. So by level 70, by the 70th level, you will have to be playing. You have to be getting 30,000 XP. So yeah, that's kind of hard, particularly just to get XP. But yeah, that's how that works. So that's basically what that is. Anyway, let's go and check out the other rounds. Profiler data? What is this? Very interesting. Okay, so I ended up having to restart Unity and my recording software. But I think we're now able to look at the new ragdoll. Not new ragdoll, then have a better look at the physics. But yeah, that was annoying. It took ages to get everything restarted. I don't know what happened, but it happened. But I think the recording is now running smoother, so maybe next time I have to be restarting Unity more to make a smoother recording. I don't know what happened there. It's just, remember, as everyone saw, it then started saying profiling, and then I clicked cancel, then the whole screen turned black, and then, yeah, that happened. Alright, test map. So we're here on the test map. And this is one way you can test the ragdoll. There's another map you can test it on, but I think test map is the best one. I definitely can improve the ragdoll. If you have any feedback, put it in the comments. That would be very nice. Let's see. So, as we already know, the characters are definitely he definitely behaves differently on slopes, which is where it wasn't the target change, but it definitely is the one that's most noticeable. This world's also really laggy because there's tons of objects, but it's a test world, and as long as it works for me, it works for everyone. Well, it doesn't need to work for everyone because, wow, that's funny. I'm just getting hit by the same ball. Now, it's reminding me of a game that is supposed to come out soon. Very interesting. I know this is Minigamers, but I might as well talk about it here. So if anyone knows about Kicker Games, they decided let's make it Stumble Guys 2.0, and that's actually funny because now my game is gonna turn into Stumble Guys. Originally, I was thinking it would be like the Stumble Guys. So Rumble Rush is a different game, and it's actually my most viewed long form, so thank you for that. Yeah, I think it has 600 views. I think it's still counting, so I'm really interested in why people like Rumble Rush all of a sudden. It had like 30 views for the longest time, and then all of a sudden it became a hit. So, but yeah, I was thinking my game would end up being like the Stumble Guys. So like if you think of Rumble Rush as a Fall Guys, and then my game as Stumble Guys, that's basically how it would work. Where Stumble Guys released, but I think mine would be more like a Bro Falls, because Bro Falls released a year after Fall Guys was created. However, Rumble Rush stopped updating the game, and a bunch of stuff ended up going missing. So as like the events and the past just disappeared, and yeah, so because of that, I don't think my game would be the Stumble Guys too. So I was thinking it's just gonna be the Fall Guys until Kicker Games announced their own Stumble Guys named Brinko. So it's only in India, which is sad. I would love to play it, but I've asked for access. I don't know if I'm gonna get the access, but whatever. Yep, as you can see, we were just playing around with the ragdoll here. It's a pretty funny ragdoll, actually. And in fact, and the ragdoll's starting to remind me a little bit of the Brinko ragdoll. Now that I saw the game, the Brinko ragdoll looks pretty similar. But yeah, so that's that ragdoll. I'm gonna play another round. Maybe we'll have better performance because You know, here's the laser. I already showed that laser ages ago. Yeah, and this is like playing at like what FPS this is at? This is at like, yeah, this is 12 FPS. This is really bad. What? It didn't let me leave. This is a bug, and I don't know what's causing it. Somehow the leave button is being disabled. Before, so you can't actually leave. It also gives me my recording software, and I think I'm also getting really bad FPS here. Yeah. See, normally I get 50, but here I'm only getting 30. So yeah. I have a rule where if a map is only running at 30 FPS, it runs at like 5 FPS on mobile. I have seen that, and actually, when I was making Cloud Course, I don't know if I said this before, but when I was making Cloud Course, that was some major hurdle I had to get around. Oh my, we got the same map. Not too bad, but also for some variety, so we can test the ragdoll a bit better. Let's try it out. Okay, the bomb is gonna get the ball first. That is something I have issues with this bomb. This cannon here shoots so many bombs that go and just blow away the ball. The humongous ball, because the ball is really heavy for the player to move, but the bomb, like it does a lot of force, because the character is actually like one of the strongest objects in this entire game, and nothing stands anywhere like the character. The character can respawn when the objects can't, and also the objects are really light for all the objects. The character has drag, meaning that it can't be hit as much, which prevents the ragdoll from glitching, because that always happens. If my ragdoll moves way too fast, it will glitch. But it doesn't look like we're getting a glitchy ragdoll here. But if it goes too fast, yes, it does glitch, and it's a really annoying thing to get around, because you love fast-paced ragdolls, but sometimes you have to slow it down and be sadistic like Stumble Guys. I don't know if that's really the most appropriate word here, but what I mean is like your ragdoll needs to go to a slow, yet like almost painful, because like, you know, for example in Stumble Guys, you'll notice you can get hit and you're gonna just fall slowly into like the elimination zone and just get eliminated. That's called sadism. So yeah, basically the ragdoll in Stumble Guys is sadistic. It's really slow. But in some games, like in Fall Guys, I don't know about Fall Guys, but probably Fall Guys, it's not sadistic. I don't know. There's some game where the ragdoll, probably Brofall. Yeah, Brofall for sure. The ragdoll is really fast. So, you know, and I guess mine is so basically you're already taken to the day elimination zone. You're not sadistically gonna land in it. The game isn't gonna do that to you. Anyway, let's see if we can get a bar skip. I don't think the new physics haven't added any new tricks. They actually kind of have. If you remember Cloud Course, there were two pyramids on top of the I have to get Cloud Course, you know. So there's two pyramids on top of like a wall in the middle section, you know, with the hammers. Yeah, now you can actually walk on those pyramids. Before you couldn't walk because it was, you know, see how, yeah, you can walk on steeper hills now. You can actually just jump up them, because you can actually hit them like that. That's basically what the new ragdoll has done. So it has added new tricks. It's added super intricate slope jumping. Anyway, let's see if we can complete the map in time, because I actually want to get my 500 XP and pass points. So we only have 8 seconds. If my dive does not fail me, we'll qualify, but okay, it didn't fail me. 2. Yes, we qualified literally with 1 second left. But for the most part, the new physics haven't added too many tricks. It just adds, like, so if you don't know about in Fall Guys, wait, let me see my rewards. See, that's the rewards. There's the other one, and then you get everything down here. I actually do want to improve this reward screen in the future, but I will do it when I get missions in the game. So that's a leak. Missions are going to come eventually. I mean, I guess I can't really promise it, because I don't know. But I want to say I am interested in adding missions and minigamers. Like, whenever I do, if I ever do, I don't want to make incredible promises now, because, you know, the game isn't even finished. But if I do add missions, I will be revamping. I want to revamp this reward screen. I don't know if it will be immediate, but I have ideas on how this reward screen could look, where it would show the missions, you would see all the missions, and if you got rewards, it would kind of come out from the reward box and go into, well, the respective reward. Like, and then but instead of it being this bulky setup right here, it would be like there would just be a pass point with a number right next to it, and then this bulky setup would pop out and start increasing. So that's basically how that would probably work. And then this one would pop out and start increasing, and then at the very end, when the claim button will come, it will both of these will pop out at the same time with the claim button. They'll be in sync. That's the idea I have. Then these ones, they would just warp to their current position, because as you saw when I completed the round, they just were already all preset, so that's kind of boring. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching this devlog. That's really all I have to show. Let me just make sure I have shown everything. I don't know if this was in the last devlog, but I don't know if this was in the last one. I think it was, though. I actually ended up adjusting the currency claiming, and so when you click it, there's a new animation. Let me quickly go and demonstrate that, because since I am an admin, I actually do have access to edit, my claim tiers, so I can be able to show you that quickly. So let me quickly do it right now. Okay, as you can see, I have adjusted the info. It now says there's a reward waiting for us inside the minigame pass. So yeah, because I've used my admin panel to grant myself that reward. So if we go to it, we can just click claim. And I don't know if this was in the old version, but you can see how the reward goes in more of an arc rather than what it was where it was just going straight there. And this is based on Stumble Guys, because actually they updated their own currency claiming effect, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, these Minibox images aren't horrible. To be fully transparent, they are actually AI generated for the most part. The original mesh is mine, but then the chest comes from, I think, ChatGPT. The bag comes from ChatGPT, and then the shiny effect on the Minibugs comes from ChatGPT. But to get the Minibugs inside this chest, that was done by me. I had to do that in Paint.net because there was no AI that was going to do that for you. Just to be transparent there, that yes, even I will AI generate a little bit of assets in the game, but it isn't too many, and mostly it's just the Minibugs, these objects, because I would have to otherwise draw them out myself, and that would just take a lot of time. So these probably are even temporary. I even have the original idea version of them in image format. I have them with the box. Yeah. So, but anyway, thanks for at this point, might as well claim. Actually, no, I won't tier skip, because if I tier skip, then I won't be able to show the fact that it will say completed at the end. There's some things I haven't tested. I don't believe yet. So yeah, I don't want to claim it right now. But anyway, thank you for watching this devlog, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.